Cultivating apples is a long process that usually begins in spring. In the spring, new apple trees are being planted, while the old apple trees begin to flower, bearing fruit as apples in the fall. So, what is the process of farming this palm fruit? In this video, Technologia will invite you to visit an organic apple farm in West Colorado, a state in America. Before we look at the process of caring for and harvesting organic apples, let's briefly visit an apple tree nursery. This nursery can provide hundreds of apple tree seedlings for clearing new land. Briefly, in the apple seedling process, new shoot seeds will go through the ovulation process, namely the connection of the root stem of the young apple seedling with the mother apple stem, which has superior quality. After that, this tree will be planted in a nursery, where it will receive care, such as fertilizing, spraying, and pruning for 1 year. Then, the seeds ready to be planted will be distributed to apple plantations. Here, back to the organic apple plantation. After getting this 1-year-old tree seedling, this apple tree seedling will be planted in the plantation field in spring. These new trees will receive regular care until they are 3 to 4 years old before finally producing apples in the 4th year after being planted. This tree will produce a small harvest at the start of fruiting. However, this tree will bear heavy fruit, like apples in the 6th season. During its development, this apple tree seedling will go through care, such as pruning, fertilizing, and other necessary care. An important part of organic farming on this plantation is the creation of a canal to drain the apple plantation directly from the natural mountain river, so that pesticide residues or nitrates do not pollute the water used for agricultural purposes. Apart from clean water, the most crucial thing is using organic fertilizers and plants that complement each other. It is also the reason why this apple plantation plants alfalfa and cloves near the apple trees. In the fall, these 2 trees will be used to make green manure, which creates nutrients in the soil for the apple tree's nutritional needs next year. The need for NPK fertilizer is also very necessary to fertilize the apple trees in this plantation. Farmers will also make compost from leftover apple pulp and apples that fall without being picked. Then, it will be mixed with wood chips, animal dung, and sawdust, left for 1 year. So, this compost can be used as fertilizer next summer. Every year, every apple tree gets regular compost, providing food for the worms. Then, the worms will remove nitrogen and other important nutrients for healthy tree growth. Worms are natural children of the soil. They loosen dirt as they dig around in the soil, so that air and water can reach the roots. Another source of fertilizer that farmers use is alfalfa plants planted between apple trees. These alfalfa trees will be cut down and left like that until they decompose into the soil and become nitrogen to provide nutrition for the apple trees. Meanwhile, the need for phosphorus is naturally formed in mountainous soil, where this phosphorus is carried by water flows that meet the water needs of apple plantations. Meanwhile, potassium is obtained from apple pulp and carbon which farmers put in compost, which is given every year. With the need for NPK fertilizer, the growth of apple trees is perfect. In early spring, these trees are covered with pink and white flowers, which are pollinated with the help of bees living around the plantation. These flowers will turn into baby apples, and in the next month or two, they will sweeten until they are perfectly ripe. So, in the fall farmers will harvest delicious organic apples. Apart from being famous for their organic apples, the farmers here also produce the sweetest apples. This sweet taste is obtained naturally due to warm temperatures during the day and cold temperatures at night typical of the mountains. So, farmers can produce naturally sweeter apples. In the fall after the apples are fully ripe, farmers will carefully select and pick the ripe apples themselves. Farmers will put the apples in wooden baskets and then transport them to the next processing facility.